Hey, what's up, everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 24, and we're recording on Monday, January 21st, 2019. I'm Doug, and joining me today we have Warren.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
So typically we've been recording on like Tuesdays during 2018, and we started doing it on Wednesdays for 2019. But I think we need some change, and we are going to start recording on Monday. I think that naturally Monday is a good day to do a K-pop podcast because there's 6 shows for K-pop where you can win awards, and they do take a break on Monday, so it kind of makes sense for us. It gives like a natural break in the week for us to do it. So we'll just be trying this. We're making some changes in 2019, but but please subscribe, download us, and you can leave us feedback at SojuTalk Podcast at gmail.com, in YouTube comments, Reddit comments, all of those types of places. But first things first, let's hit our big new releases. But before we do that, I'd like to mention that I made a playlist on YouTube called the SojuTalk Weekly Song Playlist, where you can find all the songs that we cover for the big new releases every week. So if you're lazy, you could just go look that up. But this week there were only 2 releases, and they were both on today, January 21st, Monday, and they were 17 Home and the debut of Cherry Bullet with Q&A. So let's start off with that 17 song Home. What did y'all think? Let's start with Anita.
I liked it. I guess I didn't listen to the medley beforehand, so I didn't know what the song was going to sound like. So I was expecting something more upbeat, maybe more intense. But I guess with the previous release, I think it was called Getting Closer, that came out earlier. They kind of covered that. So I don't know. It's good. Expecting it to be more hype.
I had the same exact first thought that I was like, this is 17. Why isn't this like super upbeat and cheery? This felt like almost like a B2B song, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
at least before the beat dropped in the second half. Now, for me, my first initial reaction was they did like a fake first chorus, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love it.
That was an amazing decision. That's what I'll say. Like, it was building up, and all of a sudden Uzi just starts singing with like a small, soft beat, and I was like, this is amazing.
Really
and then the good thing is they didn't like not give us a chorus, because the chorus came in later, essentially. And I thought that was a fantastic decision and a really big twist on like these wintry R&B ballady type songs.
Yeah.
It's not even a ballad, but the winter songs.
It's like a good mix between like what's like like the trendy hype shit, but at the same time it's like it's the winter. It's like smooth, like it's like a good. They somehow combined it really well, right? Like here's the thing, right? With like K-pop especially, like all the songs, there's a lot of things going on, right? It's like like it's very like oversaturated, the music, and like this is one song where I can point to it and say less is more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh my goodness,
I agree.
Yeah, right.
I would say like the part where they did the fake drop, right, where it got quiet, was just like when you're outside in the winter and it's just snowing and silent. That's what it hit me. That was the type of feels I got from it. I was like, this is really wintry, where it's just silent and it's like not much is happening. But I want to make a comment, not about 17's music, but like the concept of how many members are good for a group. Man, sometimes 13 members. Do they have 13 or? They have 13. I counted.
Yeah.
That might be too much. Like,
I think 17 found a way to make it work by having the units, having members focus on specific things that allows them to, I don't know, to not be overshadowed but by the numbers, I think it works for them.
Yeah. I like, when they did that one part in the music video where they clumped up and danced. I was down for that. I thought that was great. But sometimes I feel once in a while it's a little bit crowded, of course, because there's so many moving parts.
I'm gonna compare it real quick. Compared to Cherry Bullet that came right after.
Oh yeah.
Like they did a good job of utilizing like a lot of people. Like that's how I felt. Like their performance. they're here's what I think. They're able to use the fact that they have 13 members to their advantage because they're able to do like performances like that.
I agree.
Sure, sometimes it's a little crowded, right? But like
I was thinking of the alternative with Uju Sonyo, who sometimes has 13 members, right?
Not anymore.
Back when Timeline was here, they have like a history of in the chorus making some kids not dance, right?
Yeah.
Now I was thinking that alternative is way worse than me thinking it's a little congested, because I rather them all be performing than kids sitting on the sideline not participating.
Yeah, if you have all those members, you gotta utilize it somehow. Like it's
17. I know they're like almost. I think I would call them mid to high tier. They're like top. They're if they're not top tier, they're like one half of a notch under it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like 2018 might not have been the best year because of how strong NCT was, but this song really got me remembering that 17 is very powerful as a group. And it's a really good way for them to start 2019 when maybe NCT wouldn't be as strong and there's a lot more room for 17 to be in the market.
Also, real quick, their music video is like it's so well filmed. Like
my god, yeah, the aesthetics were tremendous.
My god, like so like the guys who filmed 17 music video is the same guys who have been doing 17 for a while. It's the same guy who does what's his name? What's it? Blackpink's Whistle music video and a bunch of others.
Okay.
And the guys who have been doing that have been kind of stuck in that kind of like visual aesthetic for a while, and I think they've broken that as well. Like so, like for a while, for like ever since like what's the one song with the 17 leaders?
God, Warren, you are stretching my knowledge of 17.
Hold on.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Change up.
I do. I'm blinking out.
No, change up. That's what it's called.
Yeah, change up.
Ever since that, I've been kind of like, they're okay, but this is like okay. This is like my favorite boy group song of the year so far. Granted, that only means like not a lot, but
it's been like it's only the fourth week right now. At the same time, I thought this was exceptionally strong, and I'm very impressed that they could switch up from what they normally do and pull this off as well as they do. I'm really interested to seeing the live stages of this.
Oh yeah,
especially because of all the formations and stuff they do with their team people.
Oh yeah.
But shout out to Pledis 17. Pledis is starting off well, right? We'll see if they can also do well with Newest once they gain Minhwan back.
And Priston.
For thought. Oh yeah, Priston, please.
Is Priston alive? Are they still here?
Let them out of the basement.
Jesus, Priston's in danger.
Let's move on to Cherry Bullet and their debut song Q&A. So some quick background information before we cover the song. Cherry Bullet is out of FNC. They have 10 members who were born in between 1996 and 2004.
Wow.
And they have 6 Korean members, 3 Japanese, and 1 girl from Taiwan.
Wow.
And the member with the most pre-debut, I wouldn't call it hype, but like notoriety is Park Hae-yoon from Produce 48. But in general, I really like this song.
This is really good.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
This got me thinking back to the some of the offshoot groups from Produce season 1, right? And how some of their starts were kind of lackluster, and I thought this was a very serviceable song for them.
I thought it was great.
The concept was interesting too because I like playing games. I was down for it.
Oh yeah.
And I want to praise FNC for not only showing Park Hae-yoon the entire time.
Right. Yeah.
Like I know she's probably the most like I won't call her the most popular, but everyone knows who she is essentially, and she is the main vocalist. So they could have easily just stuck her face in the entire time, but they didn't. It seems like they have a game plan and they're sticking to it. Let me look up the member real quick. That was definitely there's one girl who's definitely their main kid. G1.
G1. Oh,
they showed her the most. Yeah, she's their center for sure. Oh. They showed her the most.
I thought someone mentioned that someone that used to be in Big Hit, like a trainee or something.
Yes. That was news today as well that came out. So there's one girl. Her name is. Give me 1 second. Her name is Cherin.
Yeah. Her.
She used to be a trainee under Big Hit in 2012.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
But you know, this group is interesting. So they're coming out of FNC. FNC's other girl group, as we know, is AOA.
Mm-hmm.
AOA is in a very weird spot where they kind of have one foot out of the door because they haven't really been able to maintain the level of success after Choa left. Now, if Cherry Bullet does well, it's pretty much the nail in the coffin for AOA, I would say.
I mean, it is 7 years since AOA's been around, so...
Wow.
Like, Bingo Bangle wasn't the best song ever.
Speaking of Bingo Bangle, right? This song reminded me a lot about Bingo Bangle. Like,
I got vibes. I got some vibes.
You know what I mean? Like, I heard a lot of similarities between it, and I feel like whatever FNC wanted to do with the end of AOA is what they're like moving on to Cherry Bullet, or they were experimenting with AOA for Cherry Bullet. I don't know, but I'm getting like very similar like vibes here, like high energy, kind of cutesy.
I'm happy because we've had a couple debuts in the last couple weeks, and all of them have been decently strong, which is a good sign because it means 2019 is going to be awesome. Strong. I think so many, like, it's crazy because like I felt like we just started Gen 3, but then I think about Twice is in like year 4 now, Red Velvet's in year 4, Blackpink's in year like 2 or 3, right? Like it's about, I don't want to say Gen 4 is coming, but it seems like they are.
I think
it is. I don't know what you mean.
We're in it right now.
I think it is because of the JYP new group, the YG treasure box thing going on.
It's happening.
It's happening, right? It definitely is happening. And we're in an interesting spot because it seems like now the companies have really refined debuts, and the debuts are all getting better. Because we've had some tragic debuts with like Gugudan's debut was horrendous.
Oh my god. Little Mermaid.
Yeah, Wiki Mickey's wasn't that great.
Oh my god, that song was a mess.
But yeah, this is a good sign. And we wish Cherry Bullet all the best of luck, and we'll definitely be keeping our eyes on them. And support Park Hae-yoon because although she did not make IZ*ONE, she's a Produce alum, and I support all of the alums from that show. All right, but let's move on to our show winners. So I know we covered the Tuesday and Wednesday results from last week, but we'll cover them again because we're starting on a new day now. So last Tuesday there was no show. Ironic because that one is called The Show. So, oh god, that was a bad joke.
That was a bad joke.
All right, so last Wednesday we had A-Pink winning for the first time with so that was their first win, and then they also won Thursday M Countdown and Sunday Inkigayo, so they have 3 wins for that song, which is I think surprising a little. And then additionally, Chungha won 2 more on music. She won Music Bank on Friday and Show Music Core on Saturday, bringing her total for Gotta Go to 6. Ooh. Wow. She's taken the throne, I think.
She's here. Yes. She's here to stay.
If Sunmi's next debut doesn't win like 4+, it might be a shift.
Wow.
I would already argue the shift's happening. Like,
dang.
I mean, like,
also,
Also,
Chungha appeared on Running Man this past week, so
I haven't seen that. How was that?
It was a small part, and Doyeon from Wakey Mickey, also an IOI alum, was also there with her, so that was kind of interesting. Quick interesting point. So they had 2 guys from Winner. They had Chungha and they had Doyeon from Wake Me. They let Winner perform Millions. They let Chungha perform Gotta Go, and they did not let Doyeon perform a Wake Mickey song. They let her do Pick Me instead.
Oh, really?
Oh no!
Such shade. I was like, this is kind of weird.
Yeah, this is where you realize you're not doing well. Like, damn.
That was kind of surprising to me.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, but
I'm kind of sad.
I think it's interesting that out of all the I'll call them Generation 2 girl groups, A-Pink is still sticking around and they still got a strong fan base. So props to them. And
I'm kind of sad because they didn't do the show on Tuesday. Right? Because I was expecting them to do the show, and I was expecting my group, Cosmic Girls, to win one.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. That was gonna be the day, but it didn't.
Well,
happen.
not much has debuted, so they have to beat Chungha and potentially A-Pink tomorrow, right? If they want to win it.
Maybe.
It might happen.
I hope so. I'm gonna pull up Naver and be like, yo.
Because A-Pink might be too big to go on that, so they might not go. So it might just be trying to beat third week Chungha. So it could happen, definitely.
Alright. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Right. But now let's move on to our weekly eye chart. So we pulled this from Instas, Composite of Melon, Genie, Bugs, Mnet, Naver, and Soribara. honestly, not that much movement this week. It's like it's hard to say because the weekly chart in Korea actually doesn't move that much. So I'll just go through all of it. So again, at the top, we had MC The Max with After You're Gone. The only new entry this week was Paul Kim with Traffic Light, which is another winter ballad, which I thought was a really good song. Third place, our girl Chungha again, Gotta Go.
Yes.
Fourth place was the God song Road, which was sang by IU, Henry, Jo Hyuna, and Yang Dae. Fifth place, Ben is still around with 180 Degrees. It's been like 5 weeks for her. Sixth place, Jennie with Solo. Seventh place, Mino with Fiance. The YG solo artists are keeping it strong. Eighth place, Haeun with Shin Yong-jae. Eighth place, Jackie Y, Youngbi, Oceangum, Han Yo-han with Ding still.
Wow.
Hey.
And then 10th place, Winner with Millions. So the only real K-poppy songs we got on here is Millions, Fiance, Solo, and Gotta Go. So that's all the housekeeping out of the way. All right, let's get into our news/events from last week. So, arguably the largest news was JYP officially announcing information about the new girl group.
Itzy.
So this started before they even released the prologue film. Fans found that there was SNS account, and even on like the JYP fan catered website, Itzy was one of the groups you can select. Now, didn't we think that the name could have potentially been the Animals or something?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking that's the Japanese group.
Yeah, but that's a terrible name still.
Maybe it's gonna ring well with the Japanese people. I don't know.
I'm like way happier that it's Itzy instead, right? Because like that's a solid name. I could deal with that. I think that the boy group should be called Bitsy, and they could come together with a subunit called Spider.
No.
But all right. So after all that kind of information leak that people were finding these SNS accounts and fan pages, and there was news that they had completed filming their debut music video, but we still had no name at the time, right? But then finally on January 21st. Wait, January 21st? Oh yeah, January 21st in Korea. So it was yesterday for us, right?
Yeah.
They dropped a Technicolor prologue film for the official group called Itzy. Now, I'm so hyped for this. So their tagline is called "It's Different," and the English way to pronounce the name is Itzy, but in Korean, it's like Itzy. That's what they're calling it. Which translate in Korean to like, they got it with a question mark, essentially, right?
Yeah.
All right, so here's some background information about the group. There's 5 members. We know this for sure now. They're all Korean. You have, I'm going to go through each one of them. So you have Yeji, who's born in 2000. Well, 2000 on the dot. Wow. Okay, wow. She's the leader. She appeared on The Fan and the Stray Kids show, and she was called on The Fan JYP's secret weapon by multiple people.
Damn.
Secret weapon. That's a big title to get, right?
Yeah.
The next one, we have Leah, who's born in the year 2000. She's apparently the main vocalist, and there's not that much background information about her. Next, we have Ryujin, who's born in 2001. She's the main rapper / main dancer. She was on Mix 9, where she got first place, and she also appeared on the Stray Kids show. And she's a really good dancer / rapper. I've seen her on Mix 9.
Really?
Next, we have Chaeryeong, born in 2001. She's an all-around talent. You might know her as the sister of IZ*ONE's Chaeyeon, and also from her time on K-Pop Star Season 3 and 16. So, shout out to the Lee sisters, because both of them are in big groups now.
Damn, yeah.
Like imagine not winning Superstar K-Pop Star 3, failing at 16, and then having the fortitude to keep pushing on, and now both of you are going to be in top tier groups. Like, shout out to them. And shout out to their mom or their dad for this level of support after all these years. Because
the family.
You know how much stress they must have went through.
Yeah.
And then lastly, we have Yuna, who's born in 2003, and she's the maknae, and she looks just like Gyeolyoung from Pristin. Like, it's identical.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking that too.
Oh, yeah, and then I think Leah looks like a mix of Jisoo and Irene a little. That was the other kid who I saw comparisons.
Was that the girl in the Fendi?
I believe so.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing as well, yeah.
So there's no official time of their debut yet, but everyone thinks it's mid-February.
Their official day of debut is February 18th.
Oh,
dang, not that long.
27 more days.
Bro, I'm gonna be hyped for this. I already picked the bias too.
Already, who is it?
Dude, Hwang Yeji. That's my bias. She looks like Girl Crush on Sohee.
You like barely know anything about these people.
Bro, I watched her videos from the fan. Incredible talent. But all right, let's start the discussion about them now, because I think the elephant in the room is the comparison to Twice, right? Like same company, both girl groups. I think it's very smart that the company is doing a more Girl Crush powerful theme with them instead of the cutesy. I wouldn't call it bubblegum, but like I don't even want to call it generic, but it's very poppy what Twice does.
No, it's just generic poppy bubblegummy. That's what they do. It's kind of true. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah, not in a negative way, but that's what they are.
Oh yeah. I would argue they're the only people who do it really, really well. Right. Itzy, I got we talked about this real quick. I got like strong like pop Red Velvet vibes. You know.
Yeah, like when the video dropped, we all had our opinions on what they were like, and I feel like we all got it pretty correct if we average what we said, right? So Anita said today, Warren said Red Velvet when they're doing the red vibes, right? I would assume.
Yeah.
And then for me, it was EXID, and it really felt like an average of those three things together.
Yeah.
Combination.
Yeah, that kind of vibe they're going for. So if you like any of those groups, Itzy might be the group for you.
And it feels like Red Velvet is moving on from what they were doing with like Russian roulette and such.
Yes.
So I feel like they're definitely filling in an empty shoe here. They've got like
Do you know?
What's up? I know. What's up?
If they're anything like similar to Blackpink but come out more often in a JYP fashion, I'll be completely satisfied.
Yo, rip Blackpink.
Because they kind of have overlap, I would say, in concept.
I can see
a little bit,
that,
yeah.
And we know that JYP is probably the company that's best for keeping their talent active, right?
That's true.
Now, if they come back this year with 2 to 3 songs and Blackpink comes back with like solo stuff and no main songs, it's like Itzy's gonna rise even faster.
So yeah, if I was YG, I'd be shitting my pants right now. Cause like, okay. If the solo thing goes as planned and nothing else special happens in the market, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fine. Everyone's gonna have a strong character, great. But like, like this like strong competitor around, like I'd be like, I did not foresee this.
Yeah. And the thing is, they're going in a more strong vibe, but it's not as strong as a Yeoja idol. So there's not much encroachment there, in my opinion. Whereas Yeoja idol leans heavily on Soyeon to be like the hard rapper, right? There might be some overlap, but I think there's definitely enough room for both of these groups to occupy.
The thing is, I do feel like Blackpink is like in an average between the two for
Yes.
So worst case scenario, right? Worst case scenario, like Itzy might take one half. G-Idol might take the other half.
Yeah.
And like Blackpink fandom's gonna be like
Blackpink. It's a struggle because everyone loves Blackpink. They just don't come back enough. Like it's such a strange thing because the demand is definitely there, right? But they just don't give enough content, and it's like one of the biggest shames in K-pop right now. But I want to give a shout out to JYP as a company because I feel like they're doing everything perfectly the last couple years, like all this stuff.
Yeah.
One more thing, some food for thought. I was thinking when I saw these 5 members, what if Somi was a 6th member in this?
Somi would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Now that I see the lineup, and Somi's a 2001, so she fits the average age.
Fit perfectly.
She would have fit perfectly in this.
She's like a perfect living embodiment of that like concept. Remember
this type of vibe?
Yeah, remember that one like produced 101 performance where Bing Bang.
Yeah. That's exactly what they're going for.
Yeah,
that kind of that feeling, and it's just a shame because like we still don't know what happened with the whole situation. But as a fan, I would have loved to see Somi in this type of group.
Dang it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I love these 5 kids, but it was like if we had Somi as the 6th kid, it's like the cherry on top, right? And then Somi as the 6th kid would have added even more hype behind them.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if Somi's more talented than these kids or the relative talent levels, but they would have definitely put Somi in the middle, I feel.
Somi would have been center at least, yeah.
Yeah.
And dang, it would have been nuts. But and it's like, I think that's one of the biggest what ifs we're ever going to have in K-pop.
Here's what I think, right? Somi went to Black Label, and back in December, she posted on her Instagram her like a picture of her crouching down and like all black with like a black beanie. My guess is, since between those two, I'm just putting my tinfoil hat on here, right? Like, my guess is that she found out the concept of Itzy, the kind of color they're going for, didn't like it, wanted to do something more badass, and chose Black Label.
Yeah, it's still a big risk because like she was more or less assured a spot in this new group since Produce ended. She just had to wait and not do anything crazy, right? Don't break any rules. Yeah, now we'll never know probably what happened behind the scenes, like the truth exactly. But I just feel it's a bit of a shame that she's not in this. But in general, though, let's move back on a happier note. I think we're all excited for Itzy. I think the reception to their the prologue film was great, and they all looked fantastic. They put them in some expensive clothing, like it was pure Fendi on some of these kids.
Hey,
but I think everyone's pretty excited for this, and we'll see. We only got a month to go. I'll be happy when this comes out because I know it's gonna be great because JYP, they're like the golden standard right now.
I just hope that JYP doesn't write the song himself.
Oh, what? I hope. Please don't.
Yeah, like every time he does, it's kind of a, like.
When JYP writes the song, it's either going to be like the biggest hit of the year or it's going to be garbage.
It's going to be Signal.
That's not bad.
Signal's not bad.
Alright, I'm sorry. My least favorite Twice song, y'all know what it is. It's Signal.
What? Mine is Knock Knock, bro. Not a fan.
I agree.
Alright, let's move on though.
Alright, so another huge new group information. So YG Entertainment's new boy group coming out of YG Treasure Box has started to announce the debuting members. Now, I don't know if y'all are watching this, and this might be a spoiler, so if it is, you might want to skip ahead a bit, but we gonna say what's happening, right?
Yeah.
So they announced the first 4 members, and I believe that the group is going to be, let's see, I want to say 7 members, I believe.
Yeah,
what's happening.
They're aiming for 7, last time I heard.
Yeah, so on the 18th, they performed their final stages, and they were separated into teams of rappers, vocalists, and dancers. So these are the first 4 members that are going to debut. First one's Haruto, a Japanese member who took first place in the rap position. The second member is Bang Ye-dam, who took first place in the vocal position. And Bang Ye-dam's pretty famous because he was on K-pop Star hella long ago.
Yeah.
Look it up. He has a ridiculous bowl cut going on. It's hilarious.
He's so little.
He looks like Sunny.
Oh, he does actually. And I read that in the comments too.
Yeah.
The third member is a member named So-jung-hwan, and he took first place in the dance position. Fourth member is Kim Jun-gyu. And then, so they only announced those 4, but then they said over the next couple of weeks we'll be announcing more members, and they announced one of them, I think either today or yesterday. His name's Park Jung-woo from the vocal team.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And it means that all 3 members of the vocal team have made the final team so far.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Now, I find that this group is a lot more controversial than Itzy in general.
Well,
not because of anything the kids did, right? Kids are fine. Never blame the kids. It's not their fault.
Because YG.
But because of YG as a person and as a company. Now, this more or less stems from a couple things. It's like the putting Blackpink in the basement, the mishandling of Big Bang members such as Seungri, which we'll cover. We'll continue that story in a couple minutes.
There's more? Oh my god.
Yes. Additionally, Icon and Winner, like they get good comebacks and stuff, but it's like other times they just disappear, right? Now, the fact that they already have the remnants of Big Bang coming out of the army later this year, right? That's like one thing. They also have Icon and Winner, who I would say are in the prime of their careers right now.
Right, yeah.
Right.
And then they're going to debut another boy group on top of that. So they got 4 boy groups they're trying to manage at the same time. I think it's a little problematic.
Okay. First of all, I don't think Big Bang is gonna come back anytime soon, right? Suddenly, he didn't even go to.
That's true.
Yeah.
But it really just takes the attention even further away from Winner and Icon. I don't know. Like, I would say I'm not as hyped for this one. And that's not because they're a boy group or anything. It's just like the landscape that they're coming into with their companies kind of put a bad taste in my mouth over the past year. But we'll have to see.
I just don't understand, like strategically speaking, why this happened, right? Because I felt like the timing was the worst, if anything. Because Icon and Winner are at their peak right now. They need to suck on that as long as possible. Sorry, not
okay.
You know what I mean.
Right.
Horrible wording, but you know what I mean. Okay, I'm saying their peak has to last as long as possible.
Of course.
And they came right out of Mixline, which was hugely controversial. So between the combination of those things, I just don't simply understand why this is happening to begin with. Like,
I honestly feel like YG has been feeling the pressure of like the new boy group era coming up. So I feel like he has to put something out. I don't know if they're ready, but he feels like he has.
I also read a bunch of sources, and I kind of agree with it, where it's like YG has this like affinity with Big Hit Entertainment, and he feels like he needs to match them in what they're doing.
Yeah, I can see that.
And this seems like a symptom of that. New group. Big Bangtan making it big in the West, trying to push Blackpink into the West, that kind of thing. But as a figure, is he not the most hated guy? Like one of the most hated figures in all of K-pop? Like
right now,
tough to argue against that. And it's like everyone loves everything that comes out of this company, but it's just the way they handle things is terrible.
Management, still the management.
Yeah, like if we have companies like YG's the company you love to hate, right? Because you love the content, hate what they do.
Right.
JYP is kind of the one that hits the happy medium, where everyone they give out a lot of info. They work the kids enough, and it seems like as a company they're very personable and open with the fans. Whereas SM produce great content, but they're a little more closed off with that SM exclusivity going on.
Yeah,
see, it's really ironic because JYP used to be like YG in this aspect, right? Like,
yes,
he used to be pushing Wonder Girls into America. He used to be hella closed off about what happened with like 2PM.
He was very selective with Suzy, like they are with Jennie, that kind of thing.
And they literally used to say basement of JYP, as in like all the trainees that were in JYP and just left because they didn't go anywhere.
right.
But now everyone loves JYP. Like other than the church controversy they had last year, which everyone swept under the rug, everyone loves it.
I mean, that's fine. You know what? Whatever. He makes some great. Like he produces great groups. Like that's all.
Oh yeah. But we'll have to see, because whenever the big three, well, now I'll call it big four now. Whenever the big four companies release new groups, the whole K-pop world is going to watch.
Right.
And we'll just have to see what happens. But good luck to whatever they call this group. We'll call them Treasure Boys right now.
Oh my god! I knew you were gonna say that.
yo, so shout out to the Treasure Boys and Itzy.
No. Box Boys.
Boys.
No.
I like Treasure Boys.
Yeah.
Alright, fine.
Alright, let's move on to some I would call it interesting news. So there was news about EXID's contracts. So Banana Culture responded to the EXID's members' upcoming contract expirations.
Okay.
It seems that they will be disbanding once all the contracts are over.
RIP.
What?
So here's the official statement. This is translated, of course. Don't take your word for word. But it said, "Hello, this is Banana Culture Entertainment. We are delivering our official statement regarding EXID's contract expirations coming up at the end of February. Currently, EXID's contract is set to last until May of 2019, with the Japanese tour scheduled through the month of February. We also have plans for the group to release a full album shortly after the Japanese tour. But other early reports, not from them exclusively, have alleged that EXID's contracts will expire over the next couple of months after 7 years with Banana Culture, and some insiders have also stated that members have already met with representatives from other companies."
Wow.
The story of EXID is really weird, because they went from complete obscurity for a while,
right,
and then We Are It came out, which absolutely blew up.
Mm-hmm.
And then it seems like they rode that song's success. I wouldn't call it back to obscurity, but like they just rode the success of that one song for the rest of their careers essentially. And I think their legacy is one like they shined really brightly with that one song because of one fan cam of Hani, right? That was the impetus of their success. And then they had moderate success going on. So overall successful group for the company. But Banana Culture is already planning a new girl group as well with
Wow.
what's the girl from Produce? Kim Doa? Is she the one who's
Kim Doa's in Banana Culture, yeah.
Yes. Are we sure it wasn't the other girl? Are you sure, Warren?
Sorry, no, Kim Nayoung.
Kim Nayoung. Yeah, I knew it was one of those two.
Kim Doa's on her own. Right. Never mind.
Yeah, in Banana Culture, and they've already been releasing teasers and stuff for that upcoming group. So
Banana Culture, new kid.
Yeah, it's like a plug out, plug in type of scenario. People are thinking with this group. And if EXID does disband, we'll definitely go over their legacy in more detail, like we did with Girls' Day last week. Warren, you should still go watch that. Expect that something music video.
I still haven't seen it. I forgot to.
But yeah, so that's just some news about EXID. I think if they break up, as a fan, I'm okay with it because they've run their course definitely. I only feel bad because Soji had been gone for so long and just came back.
I think Soji's gonna do well with a solo career afterwards.
She should just do solo,
yeah,
ballads and official soundtrack songs because she's one of the best vocalists in the game right now.
Yeah.
All right, next one. This one is ridiculous. So this is a continuation of the Seungri YG Entertainment scandal. So a quick background, if you didn't listen to our podcast last week, is that Seungri said on a mic at one of his concerts that like YG as a company took away all his stylists and only gave him 2 backup dancers for his tour. That was basically what happened. Now, I don't know if he was forced to do it, but he apologized to YG and the company on some social media posts. So YG himself posted some text message exchange between him and Seungri, and they read, and Seungri's message reads, "I'll put an end to the controversy. I'm sorry for everything. I wanted to be funny, and I think I went a bit overboard." I'm calling BS on that because he did not seem like this was funny at his concert.
This is really upsetting that he's apologizing for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It makes it even worse, I think.
It's like poking the wound even more, right?
Yeah.
So some other things. So YG Entertainment head, not YG himself, also posted a news article about how fans demanded he treat Seungri right, as it was reported that they were deleting comments about the lack of attention they were showing him, and that personal head of the company said, YG Seungri VIP, along with a bunch of heart emojis, and then he added that I've never deleted any comments in my entire life. I wish everyone a happy new year. And Seungri commented on the post, YG Seungri VIP, sir, I'll go to the 7th floor anytime. I love you forever. And that's referring to YG's office location. This seems like they forced him to apologize, in my opinion.
I don't know. It looks shifty now.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is some shifty shit. Like,
it's shifty because like it's not like he was saying in a joking manner, like, man, they just keep showing Blackpink all the love. Like he literally stopped this concert and made this announcement that they're like screwing him over a little. And for him to have to apologize, I feel terrible.
Okay. Here's what I think. Right, it's this excuse is logistically possible. Logically possible because Seungri, whenever he does concerts, he just tries really hard to be funny. He makes those comments between songs, like some indie concert or like Ram concert or whatever, and that's fine, right? That's fine. The fact that YG is posting this and saying these kind of things with that, because he posted like a dog emoji, like a crying dog emoji in that Instagram photo. I don't know, like. You get the gut feeling that something's not right here, and
yeah, it's like I'm sure if we saw the entire exchange, it would be like, I would like you to apologize for this, so we can, as a PR like move, make this better, right?
It could have been. It's probably something like, oh, I heard there's controversy around me because of you now, or something like that. Like,
that's true, but I don't know. It's just I don't mean to like bash on YG as a company all the time, but it's really hard not to with the stuff that comes out of them.
Yeah.
But let's move on to this is a more of an open discussion. Let's have a discussion about Dispatch as a news outlet. So the reason I want to talk about it is Dispatch recently announced that they would prefer not to go after rookie or rising celebrities as potential targets. They said the celebrities tell us after this article, my commercials will be canceled and I can't make money after this. And they said that we did not understand this at first. However, though the public may be curious, these celebrities' careers may go down for good. So we are not trying to cover rising stars or rookies who may stagger from just a single dating scandal. Are you shitting me? Of course it's going to mess their careers up.
They must have known.
Now the thing is ridiculous is like they say this even though they screwed up Sohyun's career for a while. Hani, Jenny, Baekhyun, all of these stars were definitely in the rising periods when Dispatch stuff got released, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Dispatch is the equivalent of like TMZ for America, where they just release like tabloid news and break these ridiculous things. But I think everyone in general does not like Dispatch, but there is definitely an alternative perspective. And I'm taking this info or this comment from something I saw on Reddit. It's like, this is how I'll put it. The ones that have to change here are the possessive and jealous fans. That was their perspective.
Oh.
So they forget that their idols are human beings who have every right to fall in love freely without having to hide as if they committed a crime. Now, that's a very interesting perspective, right? Because in America, generally, when celebrities get in relationships, yeah, there's big news about it, but no one's like bashing them or killing their careers because of it.
No.
Right.
It's a very Asian thing in, I would say, Japan entertainment and Korean industry. I can say personally, I've looked into it, where it's like possessive and jealous fans are the reasoning why these announcements of relationships are so damaging. Now, what do you feel about that, Warren?
I do think it's true to a certain degree. However, I think we're all kind of forgetting that K-pop in itself is the age of the fandom age is kind of different in Korea and internationally. Internationally, I noticed it's more or less of a high school up thing, like a high school, college, early 20s, millennial, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
While in Korea, it usually stays under like 22-ish, maybe. Like
it's very young.
It's very young. There's a lot of fans who are in elementary school, kindergarten, middle school.
Kindergarten.
You go to kindergarten and talk and like you'll mention Just Kiss, people will go fucking nuts. Like,
really?
So it's like you're saying like they don't realize like life in general, right? The perspective.
They don't realize life in general, and it's kind of funny that we're expecting this level of maturity because I can't expect the same level of maturity I have with a 14-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Like,
true.
That's true.
Yeah, like it kind of boils. You gotta kind of think about that. Yeah,
I see. First thing, I think like Dispatch is like obviously lying here. They know it's terrible for their careers, right? Like, come on, let's be real here. But at the same time, I think there's definitely an argument to be made. Like, it reflects a lot of what society and the age of the fans. It's like I've always wondered when I was in the K, I was like, why them dating is such a big deal, right? Like, I'm a fan of some kind of actors in the US and whatever, and when they get in dating, I'm like, good for them, right? Like, I'm happy for them. But it's definitely a cultural thing in especially Japan and Korea. I would say if you think it's bad in Korea, it's even worse in Japan, right? We have like there was a AKB girl shaved her head a while ago for breaking
Minami,
for breaking a dating clause, right? Like
she went bald for a while.
Yeah, so I just think as fans of K-pop in general, we should humanize the idols more and the struggles they face. Because certain things we don't consider is the lack of sleep they're getting, like how little personal time they get. So sometimes we don't want to talk about it, but like female idols, right? Like they have periods and stuff every month. You know how ridiculous that is on the schedules they're on? We never want to talk about that because we see them as idols and not as humans. Certain things like that. But I think we should always remember that these K-pop idols are humans at the end of the day, and they deserve at least a decent amount of respect because of that, right? If not the full respect.
Right.
All right, but that was all the news. I think it's better what we did this week, where we really focus on a couple instead of covering way too much last week.
Yeah.
But so it's surprising news. There are no major releases next week.
Rip.
What?
The only release which we may or may not cover is 2 p.m. Juno has a song coming out. But other than that, there's nothing coming out.
Here,
Literally nothing.
I have an alternate idea. Why don't each of us come back to the episode with one song that we're listening to a lot this week and talk about that?
Oh, I like
you
that.
Like that
okay.
idea? You like that idea?
Yeah,
Let's do that.
Yes.
Yeah. And because there's not that many releases and it won't take that long, I got some spicy ideas. You guys can see them at the bottom of the script, but maybe we'll do one of those next week. I've been compiling some data. But so anything else? We're on our anything else section. I copped some IZ*ONE Japan Showcase merch.
Oh my god.
So I didn't get it yet, but they did order. So I joined a group order because I tried to buy it on eBay. They want $140 for the light stick, bro.
What?
Oh my god.
They posted another one today for. Oh, it's already gone. Someone posted one for like $80.
And someone bought it.
Someone bought it for the one that was like $80. For the slogan, which is like a banner, they're listing them at $100 to like $80 to $100, bro.
Why?
And they're selling these gigantic fans. Warren, you know how we bought fans a couple months ago?
I mean, you bought it for me and you gave it to me, which is still in my room. Yeah.
Well, they released new IZ*ONE fans, and I really want them so badly.
That is so Japanese.
I couldn't cop from eBay, way too expensive. But shout out to who did this for me, Duckies Go. So that's Twitter at Duckies Go on Twitter. They're doing group orders for the IZ*ONE Japanese Showcase merch.
Wow.
I'm copping a light stick, a Hitomi fan, and a Yena fan for my sister.
We have not been sponsored by these Duckies Go.
I'm just shouting. This is my own thing. I'm shouting them out, right? And I was going to get like a generic slogan because you know how I got one from the first showcase, but
right.
There's no generic IZ*ONE one. They're all individual, and I don't really want one of those. But the merch was looking great. That was my 2 cents on IZ*ONE. Also, the IZ*ONE's $140 is what it listed for initially.
Crazy.
That's so much.
That's not a light stick. That's a lightsaber. Like, what the heck? Like.
Additionally, IZ*ONE's Japanese song is gonna come out. So they had the showcase, and people leaked the music video because they showed it at the showcase. So I have a copy of it, but it will actually be released in like 2 weeks on the 7th, I believe, of February. So I'm super hyped. The song's looking great. The music video is looking great. I don't know if we'll cover it, but I'll definitely mention it.
We can cover it. I don't see why not,
But this has been SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. I'm Doug, and I'd like to thank Warren and Anita for joining me. It's been a good episode. Like I said earlier, we would really love it for you guys to subscribe, download, like all of our stuff, and you can definitely leave us feedback at SojuTalkPodcast@gmail.com or in any of the comment sections of the places where you're listening or downloading. But we'll see you next week with another spicy episode. Bye.
Bye. Wait, soju isn't spicy.